Something horrifying on County Road 214 is looking for me. I've been working for a corporate delivery company for almost 3 years now. I have one route that I run, and I think it's safe to say I know Carroll County better than anyone else. I know everyone and their dog, and every road has become so familiar to me that I could do my job with my eyes closed. And that's what makes what happened the past couple of days all the stranger. I split my route into 3 subroutes: highways, in-towns, and outskirts in that order. This happened in outskirts. I say this happened, but I really don't even know what happened, if anything did at all. I remember dropping off a package on a connected road and getting about a quarter of a mile down County Road 214, but that's it. Literally, the rest of the day is a blur, and if I try to think too much about it, I get really nauseous. The only other things I can remember from that day was laying in bed with my wife and a weird dream I had. I'll try to describe it as best as I can. I was standing in the woods, nowhere I knew of, but it was familiar. I didn't have any clothes on, and my eyes stung so bad. Kind of like when you rub them after touching peppers, but I remember it feeling so much worse, and I couldn't stop trying to blink the pain away. I remember thinking everything looked like an old silent film with how janky things were moving. I couldn't see much of anything besides the silhouettes of swaying branches, but all around me I could hear voices, all saying, "Where are you?" It was like how a child would say it, I guess. Like, "Where are you?" They weren't speaking in unison either. Each voice was like it was part of a completely different conversation than the others. And they weren't yelling or talking loudly, but my ears were ringing from it all. Right before I woke up, all of the voices suddenly died out, and there was one last voice off in the distance that, in that same childish way, said, "Come in me!" When I woke up, my eyes were burning. Not nearly as bad as in the dream, but it was enough to make my tears fall down the side of my face. I felt like I hadn't gotten a single bit of sleep that night. Which brings us to yesterday. I had way too many stops for what I was getting paid for, as usual, and as I got into my routine, I forgot about my unnerving dream. Everything was smooth sailing, and I even got to meet up with my wife in town for lunch. But when I turned onto County Road 214, I once again lost the rest of the day. This time I didn't even remember falling asleep. I came back to the same woods as before. My eyes were burning the same as before. I was once again naked, and I was once again surrounded by the countless voices saying, "Where are you?" My skin started to itch and tingle as if thousands of bugs were crawling all over me. I tried to scream, but when I opened my mouth, they all crawled into it and down my throat. They filled my lungs, and the last thing I heard before blacking out from lack of oxygen was, "Come find me!" I woke up in bed next to my wife this morning. It was 5 a.m. and she was sound asleep. I got up to start getting ready for my 2-hour drive to work, but when I looked in the mirror, toothbrush ready for battle, I saw my body covered in bug bites, not like a few scattered bites. My entire body was covered in them. They weren't random either. They spelled out something. At least I think they did. I kind of feel like those people that hear "Hail Satan" when they reverse a song or something. Anyways, I was late to work because I spent the morning with a pen connecting the dots. I think this is what it says. Found you. Has anyone else heard of this kind of phenomenon or something similar? I did some research into it but haven't found anything useful. I'll try to read and reply to comments, but I've got another long day ahead of me today, and I think I have to drive down County Road 214 again.